Hey guys, surprise, I have another video. And not too long after the last one I posted, these were items that should have been in the last unboxing video, but they showed up a bit late. Excuse me, getting over allergies or something. Anyway, these items were purchased off eBay, and I got them on the cheap. One of them is for a cartridge-based system. The other one for a CD-based system. I guess I just figured I'd throw out some, some general hints there, so you can try to narrow it down a little as to which systems these are for. I guess I'll start with a smaller package first, right here. It was sent from Portland, Oregon. He was a relatively new eBay seller. I think he had maybe 10 or 16 for feedback, but all positive. This item here, this game, wasn't very popular on the system it was developed for. In fact, it received terrible reviews in magazines like Game Fan and Game Pro. But for those who actually played it, people felt that the game was reviewed unfairly. It's a very deep, very involving game, and it does have some redeeming values. I mean, obviously, it's not the world's best game, but, I personally have never played it, but based on some recommendations that I received on message boards, I decided to give it a try. I mean, I didn't even pay more than $6 for it, so I don't really, and that was including shipping, so if I end up not liking it, it doesn't really matter, per se. I can just leave it in my collection or whatnot. I'm trying to think of something to give everyone. I like to give some type of clue so people can guess, but see, I don't know too much about it. Well, for this one, I guess we're just going to open it. Sorry, guys. Well, I guess I was a little unprepared for this one, so. Alright, well, let's get this open. Tab. It seems like it's packaged quite well. And let's do it. Try to get this in frame. Sometimes I have a habit of placing it below the camera for some reason. Okay. There it goes. Let's get this open. Alright. It's for a console that everyone really, it had a strong following, and a lot of gamers enjoyed it, but people wondered why the company who developed it just didn't go with DVD, or in this case, CD-ROM at the time. I'm pretty sure I gave away the console system. N64 cartridge. This game was developed by THQ. I forgot about that. And maybe you already know. It's Quest 64. Now again, I realize the game received terrible reviews, but there are people who say it's actually, once you get into it, it's really good. I believe it's an action RPG, but it's very tactical, and I like those type of games, so I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, for $6, you can't really go wrong. I mean, the cartridge is immaculate. I couldn't find a complete copy on eBay. I take that back. There was a seller in Europe, I believe the UK, who had a copy. I believe it was sealed, and he wanted $80, $60, I don't know. He wanted quite a bit, so I'm like, well, since I'm a collector too, but I'm a gamer first, so I'm like, well, since I want to try it first, I figured I'd find a copy that was less expensive, and there were only a few sellers, and this gentleman here was selling it cheap, so. And it wasn't a buy it now, it was an auction, so there weren't too many people fighting for this. Gee, I wonder why. Well, guess I'll find out later tonight. Now, this one, I've been buying quite a few of my games when I have the dough from Japan. I noticed lately that Japanese sellers have been dropping their prices. About 10 years ago, I noticed that a lot of Japanese sellers were selling their games inexpensively, and American sellers would be selling imported games for higher prices, and then at one point Japanese sellers were like, wow, wait a minute, you know, these U.S. and European sellers have the same games, and they're selling them for twice as much as we are. So then I noticed, and I'm sure everyone who goes to eBay, who are gamers, noticed that the price of Japanese sellers' games had went through the roof. But now, in the past couple of years, I noticed that not only have their prices leveled out some, but I also noticed that they're now willing to accept offers. Now, I mean, I noticed that a lot of Japanese sellers are very stiff on their prices. Now, what I mean by that is, and I don't mean that in a bad way, if you come across something they're selling and they have a make offer option on their site, or I'm sorry, their product. If you make them an offer, a lot of times they'll decline it. But this gentleman here, on this specific item, accepted my offer, and I don't believe in lowballing. You know, I mean, like a lot of classic gamers, I know what things are worth. And this item here, he was selling for about $30, which was a little bit more than what it was worth, plus shipping, and of course shipping from Japan isn't necessarily cheap. So I offered him in the neighborhood of about $20. You know, and I've been declined before, so I figured, all right, well, the game's worth about 20, 25 in the condition he described it in. So I said, okay, I'll offer him 20, and if he declines, I'll offer him a little more. Well, surprisingly, he accepted my first offer, and he had about 3 or 4 available, and had sold, I think, 2 before my offer was submitted. But anyways, this here is for one of the best 2D systems of all time. And anyone that's a classic gamer will know what I'm talking about when I say the best 2D game system of all time. And of course, I spawned an arcade system, a home cartridge system, and a CD system. I gave it away right there, I'm sure. This game here, in cartridge format, sells for almost $1,000. I believe it may have gone higher. I've seen it go as low as $300, $400, $500. But this is actually the CD format of it. So it's one of the earlier games for the Neo-Geo. I gave it away there. I'm not doing too well on this today. Usually I'm pretty good at giving hints and not giving it right away. But it's a shooter, and there were quite a few shooters from the Neo-Geo in the beginning. But this one not only was very popular, but it was also because it was released in limited quantities. And it was also isometric. In a way, it resembled Sega Zaxxon. And I'm sure that'll give it away to those who may have played this. I mean, who doesn't know Zaxxon? That was one of my favorite shooters as a kid. So the condition was fair to good. So let's pull it out. Oh, what's this? Neo-Geo CD game. Viewpoint. You know, that's in better shape than when he said it was. He said it had, the drill case was scratched up and was damaged. Well, let's see what happens when we open it. No, it looks brand new. Kind of makes you wonder if he mistakenly gave me the wrong one. Oops. Look at that. Well, no, his auction said that the disc was immaculate. Now, wouldn't it be funny if the case is perfect, but the disc isn't? Wow. Not a single, I don't know if you guys can tell, not a single scratch on the disc. Wow. Hyper shooting game. Ah, yes. The Immortal Sammy Corp. Copyright 1992 and reprogrammed by Iacon, who, if I'm not mistaken, I believe also helped program the cartridge version. The manual. Now, the manual is a little bent, but, well, for what I paid for it, I'm not going to complain. You always buy a new manual later, and of course it's written in Japanese. You know, the U.S. version of this is obviously, I mean, the U.S. version of the CD version of this is worth far more, obviously. especially in cartridge format. Or did they release it for the? Yeah, I'm sure they did release a U.S. version of this for the Neo-Geo City. To double check. I will have to double check. There you go, guys. Oh, by the way, I've been receiving private messages about my Supergun project, which I posted about I think half a year ago. Well, obviously my funds are very limited, but I did come across an MBS board. We'll see how that goes, and if everything works out, I should have a video soon of me putting together my Supergun system, and I am tickled pink. I'm excited. I mean, I've always wanted an actual cabinet system, but I mean, as you can tell, it's a little cluttered in this apartment, but do the best we can here. But a Supergun system is better than nothing, so at least I can package it away when I'm not using it. Well, guys, that's it for now. Hopefully I can come across some better software so I can have better presentation for my videos, but for now this will do. Alright guys, you have a great day. Hope you're staying cool. According to the news, this is like the hottest summer, I guess, on record. I guess they were saying that in Phoenix it was 114 degrees, which is the hottest since the 19th or 18th century, or something along those lines, I guess. But they're claiming that this heat wave is not a fluke, and I guess we're going to see an increase of temperatures, I guess, going forward from 2012 and beyond. So, who the hell knows what's going on, right? Don't know if anyone's a believer in that 2012 crap. I don't know. But this is a gaming channel, not one of those lunatic fringe channels. So, alright guys, peace out, and have a great day. No, I will. Game on and peace.